Our 20s are our most prime years because that is when we have the most time, that is when we have the most energy, that is when we are capable of, exploring and doing all these things that we want to do in terms of businesses, in terms of investing, and all that. Because we find that in our generation or in the kind of life that we live in now, we find people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, people who are retired, really hustling to start a business, and they're always like trying to venture into different things. Yet at that time, there isn't a lot of money to spare for all the exploration, right? Because we find that at that age of 40, 50, 60, you already have responsibilities. You have family to take care of, maybe you have your parents to take care of, there are all these other responsibilities. So you cannot really afford to, explore business opportunities at that time. But when you're in your 20s, you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to try and fail and try and fail and see what works, what doesn't. If this is supposed to work, how is it supposed to work? What am I supposed to do? So you have all that time, you have all that energy to try out all those things in your 20s. So basically, if you use your 20s wisely, you're going to really thank yourself later because you're going to build a great foundation for your 30s, 40s, and 50s. And there are very many ways you can invest in your 20s. But for today, we're going to look at the 5 most important investments you could make in your 20s. So if you are in your 20s currently, or you're almost getting into your 20s, it's never too early for you. So let's look at these investment opportunities for your 20s. If you're still here, it means you really want to know how to invest in your 20s, and that is a very wise decision. Before I get any further, my name is Janet Ndanu, and I help young people get information about entrepreneurship and investing in order to develop themselves as people so as to set a great foundation for their future. So let's hear the first points. Build your emergency fund. If there's anything that Corona has taught us, it is that you need a backup plan, you need a safety net, you need something to fall back to. Many people got a pay cut if they were lucky, because some people, they were just laid off completely, right? And others that were looking for work, they really had to hold off on those efforts because, nobody was employing at that time. People were being laid off, salary cuts, and all that. So if you didn't have an emergency fund at that time, you struggled quite a lot. And that is a chance for us young people to learn that we actually need to start saving up for a rainy day. At this age, we don't have a lot of responsibilities, we don't have a lot of expenses. Emergencies happen, and it's just good to get prepared as early as possible. So if you have that stream of income, if you have that source of income that is already giving you good cash flow, save for an emergency fund. Okay, number 2, teach yourself a skill. So this could be a skill that could be earning you extra income on its own, or this could be a skill that could help you do what you're already doing even better. So for example, if you're looking for a job, right, you need to know how to sell. Sales, by the way, is not a skill that you just need to be a salesperson, or sales that you need to know sales if you have a business so that you can sell your products. You also sell yourself as a brand when you're going for that interview, right? Because when you're told, tell us about yourself, or why should we employ you here, that is an opportunity to sell yourself to that company or that organization, right? So you need to know how to sell as a skill. You need to know how to negotiate when it comes to maybe salary, or you want to get a promotion, or you want to get a pay rise. You need to know how to negotiate, right? So skills like that are not just required for people who have businesses, but they're also required for people who are growing themselves as a brand. So learn something extra, learn that extra skill that you can also teach other people and get extra income from that. Or you can just offer that skill as a service and get paid for it. But the bottom line is, teach yourself a certain skill that will set you apart from everybody else. Now, this third one I consider a very important investment: financial education. Invest in financial education. Most of us, we find that we are not progressing financially because we do not understand how money works. We do not understand where our money goes. So we do not understand things like inflation. We don't understand things like interest rates. We don't understand things like risk management, risk diversification, all these other investment opportunities that are out there. We don't have the correct information about investment because most of the times we think like some things are just require a lot of money. When you think about maybe investing in stocks, we feel like I need to have a lot of money to buy shares. But do you know you can buy stocks with as little as 10,000 Kenya shillings? I'm sure most of us can be able to get that amount and invest in that. Sindio? So invest in financial education. It will open up your mind to all these possibilities of other kinds of investment. And you'll also get to understand how your money works, so that you can be better placed to know how to make your money work best for you, because we're all targeting that financial freedom, right? We all want to build wealth, but how do we do it? Most of us are not able to achieve that because we don't know how to do it, because we do not have that financial education. So a very important tip: invest in financial education. Look for materials to read, look for YouTube channel like this one, where I give information about finances and money and investing, and entrepreneurship and business. So look for such content, listen to them and apply. Okay, now before I continue, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, why are you not subscribed? You're obviously getting value if you're still watching this, right? So I'm just giving you 2 seconds. Subscribe right now. Just subscribe, okay? And leave a thumbs up, because you're obviously liking this content too. So leave a like and don't forget to share with your friends as soon as you finish this video, okay? Okay, let's continue with the tips. Now, the number 4, but still yet very important investment you should make in your 20s is building your networks. This could be your financial networks or your social networks, okay? So just build your networks. This is the time where you have a lot of time to socialize with people, make friends, talk to people. If you're interested in maybe, let's say, farming, is there somebody that you can talk to and that can guide you when it comes to farming? If you're interested in maybe real estate, do you know anyone who can guide you through that? If you're interested maybe in stocks or cryptocurrency, do you know anyone who is already doing that? So this is the time to network with those people. If there are events or workshops or seminars that people talk about all these things you might be interested in, go join those seminars, attend those seminars and workshops, and get to interact with people. A lot of times we find ourselves in a situation where if maybe there's a workshop or something and your friend is not joining you, we end up not going to that place. And when we go with that friend, we find ourselves just talking to that friend. Yet we're supposed to be networking, we're supposed to be interacting with everyone else. So build those networks. These are going to be your capital. These are going to be your social capital. So for example, a lot of times as young people, we claim that we don't have financial capital. But what we fail to understand is we have things like intellectual capital that we can use to get our social capital. That is your friend or people you know in that your social network that can help you towards getting your financial capital. And now I saved the very best for last. And if there's only one point that you're choosing to take from this video, let it be this: invest in books. Guys, I cannot tell you how much I have learned this far with the few books I've read, because I was not a book person, but with the few books I've read, there's a lot of knowledge I have gotten from that. So, and if you actually think about it, all these points that I've mentioned, from investment 1 to investment 4 that you can make in your 20s, like financial education, these are things that you can learn from reading books. Learning a high income skill, these are things that you can write. You can read. People have been writing down, the art of public speaking, sales, the art of negotiation, all these skills. You find that you can actually read about how to actually do them. So read. I am emphasizing on this point. This is the greatest investment you can make in your 20s. I'm not lying to you right now. I've never liked reading, but I can tell you for a fact that you need to start reading. If you're looking to build your financial freedom, if you're looking to build wealth, if you're looking to get your business to levels that can only be imagined of, you need to start reading. Read about how to scale your business. Read about how to brand your business. Read about how to brand yourself. Read about how to influence people. Just read. There is a lot of information out there. There are people that can be your mentors through the books they have written. Some people, you cannot meet them in person, but there are people that you admire their work. You admire how far they've gotten their businesses, they've gotten themselves as brands, and they have written down their journey. They've written down their failures, their teachings, their advice. So just read. Read. I assure you, this is the greatest investment you could make in your 20s. And guys, well, that is it. That is all I had for you today. I am sure you liked this video, because if you're still here, you did. Okay, so make sure you just leave a like, make sure you share this with your friends if you found this useful, and just subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know why you're not subscribed up to this point, so subscribe before you leave, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye guys.